Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have another speed build for you guys, and this week I've worked on building this kind of row of Victorian townhouses, and I really enjoyed building it, especially since I've been kind of planning on doing this for a while now, but I didn't do it last week or the week before that actually because I figured I was doing too many Victorian houses in a row, so I kind of put it off, but then I really wanted to build it this week, so that's what I did. I created these 3 different types of houses, all to fit 3 different types of sims, and altogether the entire lot is about 250,000 simoleons, which is like a lot actually, but I guess it kind of matches real life where, like, for example, like those San Francisco townhouses are super expensive because they're really nice or something. So I didn't really care about like the pricing or anything like that because I wanted it to look as good as possible, and maybe the rent wouldn't be so bad if you played with like the 3 sims all together. I built in the Victorian style again, like I mentioned before, to match the styles of the houses in the surrounding area. This is right next to the goth house and kind of across the street from the house I did a while ago, the pastel Victorian house. And yeah, I kind of just wanted them to match that style, so like the 4 houses in this area would look cute together. The houses I built were made from left to right. I built it for a painter, a gardener, and a musician, and I did this because when I was building the house it could only fit like 3 of the houses. I was kind of hoping it maybe fit 4, like an even number, but since it only fit 3, it kind of made me think of a love triangle or something like that the Sims could have. With that story I thought of, I kind of pictured like the main character of the love triangle would live in the middle house, and the ones on either side would be the main character's love interest, I guess. For the Sim living in the middle, I just kind of pictured her to be like a typical main character who kind of like just moved in, I guess. And the one on the left, the painter, would kind of remind me of like the first love interest, or like the first lead that the main character kind of falls in love with first. And the musician is kind of like that typical bad edgy type that the audience wants the character to be with instead. When building, I started with the middle house first to kind of like get a base down, and so I just kind of copied some of the furniture over to the other houses after finishing the first house, because usually houses like this, I believe they have like similar furniture, like for example the kitchen and the bathroom. I don't think they would be super different, especially since they're townhouses. So that's like the stuff I copied over, but with the rest of the house I made it so that you could really see the different type of sim living there. At least I tried to do that. And with the middle sim, I used kind of like, I guess it's like, it reminds me of modern, but it's like not super modern, but it's not like traditional at all. It kind of reminds me of like IKEA furniture, so that's what I just styled the house with. I didn't clutter it too much since I was trying to go for that kind of moved in vibe, and I just put like furniture that reminds me of like stuff you could get from relatives, I guess. And I tried to put a lot of activity items in these houses. So in this house I put a chess table, and I just decorated it kind of simply, I guess, a little bit bare, but like I said, I was just trying to go for that. And I don't know, I was trying to make it that I was trying to make the houses super different, as different as I could with the same layout. And it was kind of fun to do, to like see how different I could make the houses with the same floor plan. And honestly, some of the floor plans are kind of similar. Like for example, I think the middle house is more similar to the left house. Later on you'll see. It's kind of hard to make it super different though, since I put like the fireplace in the same spot as well, and usually people decorate around the fireplace, So it's not super different, but you know what I mean. And this house was kind of challenging in the way that it's like really rectangular. So I tried to figure out a good floor plan. On the bottom floor, it was hard for me because it was kind of small and I didn't know how to plan it. So I ended up putting like a super skinny half bathroom on the first floor. It's like really, really skinny, and I feel like it'd be a little bit claustrophobic in real life, but it's fine. And the top floor is actually really big in comparison. I only put one bedroom in each house, so like the bedroom would be really, really large, and I didn't really know what to do with all that space, so I just tried to fill it as much up as possible. Maybe that's why it's really expensive, but whatever. I just wanted to execute my storyline of the love triangle well, and here is the bedroom we're starting on. I put a desk in this little nook area, and I decorated this house with a lot of plants. Like I said, I pictured the sim as a gardener, but I didn't really go for that in the first place. I kind of thought of that as I went along, because in the beginning I was thinking of the sim as kind of like a college student trying to figure out what they want to be, so perhaps gardening is like a hobby instead of like a career. And I just put like some basic furniture, and I put like dressers and a laptop. Try to just remember to put everything that a sim needs. Yeah, I put like these light fixtures to give it that old vibe. And we're moving on to the house on the left, the painter's house. And with the painter sim, I pictured her kind of living here for a while, much longer than the main character who just moved in. And since Willow Creek is pretty, I thought she'd have like a lot of inspiration to paint and things like that. So I put a lot of easels around, especially near like the windows and everything. And with this house, I decorated using more traditional furniture than the middle house. I kind of try to match the color schemes with the exterior. So with this house, it's pink on the outside and on the inside. And I try to use like colors that would complement it well. So I used like light blues and this green tone. It's like a neutral, muted green. I just put a lot of artsy things like sculptures and figurines. Also, you might see that throughout this house, I kind of didn't decorate the walls too much, but at the end of the video, I added more paintings around that the sim herself created, the one I made, and decorated the house using that. That's why I left like a lot of the walls blank at this time, but it'll be fine later. And I just decorated with similar furniture, a fruit bowl, and since there's like a window on this side, I put shelves instead of cabinetry at the top. And to me, I kind of think of painters as people who's not super into technology, so I didn't add like a big computer. I just added a laptop and like that small TV downstairs, if you saw that earlier. And I just put a bunch of clutter in this house. In my mind, it kind of reminds me of like the really creative type who doesn't really have that much time to tidy up all the time. And I also put like this little painting corner in the bedroom. I thought it was really, really cute because this has like these really cute items. It's like a painting shelf thing with props on it. And I used like this really cute bed. It's one of my favorite beds because it has like the Starry Night bedspread. And I put a bunch of paintings that are leaning against the wall. Just try to clutter it up. And this painting rack that I use here in the bedroom and in the hallway. The bathroom is pretty similar to the bathroom I did earlier. Just a little bit more traditional, like I keep saying. I also forgot to mention that if you were to play with like 3 different sims, technically you need to play with them in one household. which is kind of hard, but you could like lock certain rooms to certain sims so that they couldn't get in, but you'd be able to play with all 3 of them. It's kind of hard to do that since like the rent is combined, but it's how you want to play. So we're moving on to the 3rd sim, which, like I mentioned before, is the musician. And so I really wanted this house to look super different on the inside than you'd expect looking from the outside, especially since the outside is super pastel and cutesy. I wanted this to be like really dark lounge type vibes, and so I used like really modern furniture, I think, combining with like some older pieces like leather seats, and I used like this cool lamp that looks like a drink, and I just tried to add like much more modern furniture than I used in the previous 2 houses. I put a dining table here instead of in the corner over there, and I put a lot of seats around because I figured since the sim is like a musician, they'd be like really good at entertaining and hosting, especially for parties and things like that. And the party kind of reminded me of like a way for the main character to meet this sim. It was just like a thing I thought of. I put like this sign on the wall because I thought it'd look cool. I don't know where you get that normally. I think it's just like a restaurant sign, but I put it in the kitchen, and I put a lot of electronics, I think. I put a lot of speakers to play that music, and not that many plants in this house. I kind of pictured the sim to like live in the dark a lot, so I put blinds on some windows instead of curtains, and just like I tried to channel that rock-ish vibe, punk. I don't really know, but it was really hard because the Sims doesn't really have furniture that suits that very well. You'll see that later when I do the bedroom. I tried to add a lot of posters and like cool art pieces, but a lot of them have traditional frames, which I didn't think matched at all, which was really hard for me because I didn't know what else to put up. I tried not to repeat art, especially in the same house, because I feel like that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you have the same 2 pieces? I also put a sign in the bedroom over here. Honestly, it doesn't make sense. Where would you get that big of a sign? Like off the street? I don't know, but I thought it looked cute. And this is what I mentioned before, the poster wall. I put a lot of the same poster, even though I don't like to do that, but I just changed the colors. Hopefully it doesn't look that similar. I just wanted to have like a full wall of posters because that is like the most I could decorate in a punk style. I don't know what. I was just trying to go for it, and I put a lot of instruments in this room. I put many guitars. I put the guitar that's signed multiple times because like I pictured it as like something the sim would treasure. Maybe they got signatures from their favorite musicians ever. And I put like this desk with 2 monitors. One of them is a TV. I think I got that trick from another YouTuber I watched. I don't remember. And I think you need like a good computer to like produce music, so that's what I was trying to go for. And I also put like a giant grand piano in this room. It sucks because I think another pack has like the small portable piano, which honestly makes way more sense, but since I don't have that pack, I can't do that obviously. So there's like a huge grand piano in the bedroom. I don't know how you would even get it up there, but that's the only way you can increase the piano skill. I don't really know what kind of musician this sim would be, so I put like every instrument except for the violin, I think. I didn't picture the sim as a violinist, so I thought either guitar or piano. Honestly, I'd rather the sim play drums or something like that, bass. But since we don't have a drum set in the Sims, it's whatever. I just put like cool furniture. I try to do really cool lighting in this house, like give it a party vibe. So I use like these like overhead lights in the bedroom, and I think later on you might see the screenshots. It's kind of faint though. I changed some of the lighting of the lamps in that room to colors like, I think I changed one of them to red, but I didn't want it to be too bright. It was just like a back and forth thing. I also put like this cool star mirror that I never get to use, but I thought it was perfect for this type of sim. Also, I hate this, but this house is kind of glitchy. Like, I don't know if it's because of the new update, but it keeps telling me that there's custom content in it, which is annoying. It's like every video this happens to me, that there's like custom content in my house when there actually isn't, and it's so frustrating because I just want to upload it to the gallery. I try my best to go find it later after this voice recording, but I couldn't find it earlier and it was really stressing me out. Also, this house, like when I placed it down, there's some missing furniture, so if that happens to you, I'm sorry. I really don't know how else you can avoid that, because when I placed it down, I had moved objects on, and even then, like, stuff was missing. Like, I swear, the bathroom counter and like the door was gone. I don't know how that works. If that happens, I'm sorry. Please fix that if you download this house by chance. And I set up the landscaping to be kind of similar to each other, except I put less flowers on the blue house, trying to go for that dark vibe again. Like I said, I also matched the backyards to the same vibe. I put garden pots in the yellow house's backyard and the woodworking table. Blue house, I just put like loungers and an umbrella. And for the pink house, I think I just put like a dining table and another easel. The house has like 3 easels, which does not make sense, but it's kind of annoying to like place easels around and keep moving them, especially if you try to paint by reference. So I figured it would be nice if there were easels in different spots already. I also put some paintings on them as decoration. You'll see that in the screenshots later. The paintings in game are really pretty. I didn't want to over landscape it because I don't think townhouses have that much grass. Unless I'm just thinking of apartments in like New York or something. But since like the houses are supposed to be small, I don't think there's like a lot of space for landscaping. So I didn't give them like that in this house, except for in the front. The front is mostly landscaping, but the back is like mostly concrete. I also put like these mailboxes on the fences. I don't think they're functional, but I don't want to put 3 mailboxes because I don't even know if they work since it's all one lot. So I put like these fake ones in the front on the fence, but I put a real one on the very left. And as you can see here, I have paintings that my sim made, and I'm just placing them around the house. I hope you guys enjoy the screenshots. This house took me like 12 hours to build, so I really hope you enjoyed the build. Please like and comment if you did. Subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.